Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pemmy Baker TV's coverage of Plymouth Regional High School girls basketball as the Bobcats get set to take on the Sachems of Laconia High School. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Salzer alongside my partner, Elliot Miller. And Elliot, first home game of the season for the Bobcats. It's got to be exciting times.
Yeah, no kidding. As a former athlete speaking, they're excited, especially coming off a loss away. You really want to get this win in front of your home crowd and really kind of get your season off and begin on the right foot. And you have a foreign exchange student in Florence Blias who's trying to do that for you, and she is leaving midway through the year, but she should be key to this matchup tonight. Both
teams looking for their first win of the season. Laconia falling at home in their season opener against Bishop Brady, 57-41. Bobcats falling at Bow back on the 7th, 54-34 as we are underway, and the Bobcats will win this tip. Bobcats in their home whites going left to right across your screen. Laconia in their road reds going right to left to start. Merrifield looking for help. Nearly loses a handle on a double teamed towards the top of the key into the backcourt. There'll be a backcourt violation here on Plymouth.
Plymouth does have a lot of young players tonight. Three sophomores in the starting lineup, excuse me. Jordan Levesque, Gwen Merrifield, and Leah Brunt, all on the varsity squad last year, but look to grow here this season, and Plymouth's future is bright.
Tack on here for Daly, kicks it outside to Halligan, back to Daly. She'll work back out to the point. Gaspa trying to drive to the paint, high off the glass, misses, but an offensive board picked up nicely there by Stevens and put back. And Laconia on the board first.
Great drive, offensive drive by Laconia right there.
Levesque kicks it in the corner for Merrifield for three.
Gwen Merrifield shows her danger right there. Tall guard, but certainly can't shoot the three ball and isn't afraid to drive into the paint either.
This one's just going to be knocked off with the Bobcats out of play, so Laconia will have possession just in front of us here. Gaspa looking for help on the inbounds. Just underway, 3-2 lead for the Bobcats here at home. A home opener. Halligan looking for the isolation.
Good job by Levesque to shut that down.
Bobcats staying in that man-to-man to start on the defensive side. Not allowing Laconia in.
Laconia being very patient, making sure this one goes in.
Again, no shot clock in high school. Easy run in for Daly, and she'll get the easy layup.
Good job at Laconia offense, very patient, and found that open gap and drove through for the easy layup.
Halligan gets the steal and nearly gets the putback offensive board by Gatspa. Can't find the basket, ball loose. And a foul call on the floor against the Bobcats before the shot was taken. And a little bit of sloppiness to start, Elliot.
Yeah, no kidding. I like both teams being very aggressive and quick breaks. The other team scores, and Plymouth, you saw right down there with the Merrifield three in the corner. Very quick break by Plymouth, and right there, Laconia scoring and then getting the ball right back.
Again, it hasn't really been a rivalry the last few years. This one up for three, rims out and gathered up on a board by Merrifield, but it used to be Plymouth-Laconia in every sport with that rivalry. It has that feel tonight as a nice putback off the glass.
Yeah, no kidding. It certainly feels like there's some tension in the house tonight.
Daly thought about going coast to coast. We'll leave it up high. Stevens will dish it off. Good perimeter work for Laconia. This one for three is airmailed and gathered up by Merrifield with another rebound.
Laconia's offense is looking sharp tonight.
Blaze, nice feed down low and a nice putback by Littlefield off the glass.
And that just shows what type of player Florence Blaze is, and you're really going to miss her. Senior, certainly has some experience as she's a year-round player in Belgium.
Stevens trying to look for help in the corner. Will send it out of bounds and a turnover with 5:30 to go in the first quarter.
Fast-paced game so far, each team. Some quick offensive breaks, but overall, should be interesting.
Michaelowicz will check in for Laconia. Nice outlet pass on the inbounds. No look pass down towards the paint. We'll have our first jump ball. Arrow in possession in favor of the Bobcats here.
I like that. Jordan Levesque tried to look for the short pass, couldn't find it, and found Blythe down court. Great job to expand your eyesight and find the open man.
Correction, Arrow is favoring Laconia, so They'll have possession after the jump ball. Daly, skip pass out far side from Michaelowicz, down low and out of bounds. And another turnover on Laconia.
Plymouth starting to figure things out on the defensive side, putting some pressure on those Laconia passes and making them dribble out of bounds.
Full court press on by the Sachems, and they'll come away with possession. You talked about it, Elliot, the start of our broadcast, is the pressure and the intensity by both teams here to start.
Yeah, no, both really hungry for a win. 0-1. Don't want to fall to 0-2 as that's tough to come back from.
Nice pass inside for Littlefield. Can't find the basket. And another jump ball. This time it'll stay with the Bobcats. But you're right, it's just a quick couple of weeks before the holiday break. So you want to find that rhythm early on in the season.
Yeah, no kidding. You want to be off to a good first step, as it can be hard to find yourself in the playoff race after the holiday break as things start to heat up. But certainly good to get a win before then.
Good touch passing by the Bobcats, but good read defensively by Daly and knock it out of bounds.
Amanda Doherty in. She can be dangerous three-point shooter.
Down low baseline, nice pass. Merrifield for three, and that one rims off the back iron. Tipped around, and it's off of Laconia, and it will stay with Plymouth.
Right there, man. Doherty showing her seniority, if you will. She is one of the older players, although she is only a junior, so she will be back next year. But shows that she does have experience and she can trust herself to make that pass to Gwen Merrifield, and that was pretty amazing right there.
Bobcats lead by 3, 7-4 here in the early going of the first quarter. Inbounds near midcourt. Charging in here is Doherty, going to try to skip past blindly far side, picked off by Laconia. Fast break the other way, contact and a foul call. And it's going to be that of Gaspa to go to the line to shoot two.
Doherty really showing her athleticism there. We saw the pass down in the end line and then keeping that ball from being a backcourt violation. Really can be dangerous out there. Haven't seen her shoot yet, but she can sink them.
First foul shots of the night for Laconia. That one comes up short by Gaspa. It's been one possession game so far.
Plymouth could tie it up with, Laconia could make it a one-point game.
Gaspa will hit the second. Fast break here by the Bobcats. Pass down low inside, and that one is going to rim out.
That was Lainey Manson right there, a young freshman on this varsity squad. Good to see her getting some varsity action.
Had a little energy for her as well in front of the home fans. Good defensive stop, gathering it back up is Daly, and we're going to have a foul and a push in the back, though. And it's going to be on Plymouth.
A lot of fouls so far, but maybe it'll settle down for Plymouth.
It'll be Doherty's first personal foul, team's third. In the corner, Daly for three, and she'll bury it on the near side.
Plymouth struggling with the perimeter offense. They've let a couple of threes go in, but no reason they can't take the lead back here.
Pass intended for Merrifield will skip out of play. First lead of the night for Laconia here on the road. 8-7 now.
Jordan Levesque right there, a little anxious to get the ball up to Merrifield. She did have one successful long pass to Florence, but can't always do that. Doesn't work every time.
Daly trying to put up a little floater. Good rebounding skills here by Brunt. Brunt down low over the head of the intended target of Doherty. You feel, Elliot, that the Bobcats just need to settle down a little bit right now, just coming out with a lot of nervous energy.
Yeah, they're a little anxious, you can tell, and I like that sub right there to put Flo Bias in, maybe settle things down a little bit. She's calm, individual, and can really set the tone on the court.
Pass deep down inside, and a foul over the back by Manson.
Lainey Manson, just a young freshman. A lot of talent right there, but you can tell she's nervous in her first home court appearance tonight.
Benson's first personal foul, team's fourth. Still with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Skip pass near side. Mikhailowicz launches one. Offensive board here for Halligan.
Laconia really working the perimeter.
This one, Gatspa straight on. She can't find the basket, and a defensive rebound here for Blaze. Blaze just knocks it forward, keeping it in bounds though. Doherty trying to feed it down low. It's through the legs though of Manson and back out the other way for Laconia. Driving high off the glass, and they're going to call a blocking foul here on the Bobcats.
Good idea by Doherty, good pass. Just slipped through the hands of Lainey Manson, but nothing wrong with that. As you're trapped in the corner, you only have so many options.
Jordan Levesque will be called for her second personal foul.
Plymouth has 5 already.
First one is good there for Gatspa. Subs both ways coming in with 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Chance for Laconia to make their lead 3, the biggest of the night for them. And Gatspa will hit both.
Looks like Plymouth offense can rebound here.
And good quick attack on for the Bobcats. High off the glass, rattling around. Littlefield can't get it to fall though. Plymouth struggling down by the basket inside the paint. This shot rebounded nicely, and a foul on the floor after the rebound against Gatspa.
I like that. Gwen Merrifield aggressive to go up and get that ball. She using her height to her advantage. It's Plymouth ball in the result.
See the full court press on here by Laconia. And this one's going to be off of Plymouth by the looks of things.
Laconia on the defensive side of the ball is realizing that Plymouth is a little anxious and are forcing them into those long passes, and have gotten quite a few turnovers off of those.
Approaching 2 minutes to go here in the first. 3-point lead for the Sachems.
Good burst of speed by Amanda.
Mikhailowicz will be fouled by Doherty. A little push in the back. Plymouth got to be careful of their foul troubles.
Yeah, 6 already here in the first quarter. Looks like that's Amanda Doherty's second.
It is indeed. Laconia trying to make it a 2-possession game. Gunning Laurie down low. Good stuff there by Merrifield.
Merrifield really been outstanding on the defensive side of the ball. Hit the 3 earlier in the game, but overall Plymouth needs to get their offensive going.
High pass out top. Halligan kicks it into the corner. Daly, or correction, all alone there as Beatti, and she can't come up with it, but an offensive board for Laconia, but they'll pass it out of play.
Right here, Plymouth needs to convert this turnover into points as they have given up so many. This would be huge for them to make it a tie game, if not a 1-score.
Bobcats going to drive to the hole here with Brunt, and she will be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's classically a Brunt right there. Not afraid to drive through the paint, put the ball up in the air, and go to the line. Is a fantastic foul shooter. Has won some awards and contests for that when she was younger.
Brunt will miss the first. Gunning Laurie will pick up the foul. Her first personal, team second. Just under 90 seconds to go here in the first. Brunt will miss both of them. Good hustle. But just stepping out is Doherty on the sideline.
I like Doherty's hustle there, really showing the effort put in, and it's unfortunate her foot was out there.
The Bobcats didn't have the strongest of seasons last year, but not letting them phase them at this point with a young roster. You it's easier with the freshman and sophomore class to forget about tough seasons, and it's showing with their hustle here tonight.
Certainly, and with such a young team, their identity can change in 1 year even.
Daly puts up a prayer outside, hits the back iron, but another offensive board for Laconia. Again, Doherty getting the hands in, and a backcourt violation. Laconia was trying to say it was kicked by Doherty, but to no avail.
Right there, Amanda Doherty being subbed off. Has been incredible on the defensive side, made some amazing passes on the offensive side, and she's really shown her effect on the court tonight. Maybe see her sink a 3-ball later.
That's that type of play that really energizes not only the players on the court, but also the bench. Shot missed there.
Almost like that Marcus Smart type player.
Exactly. Turned over quickly. Brunt down low, hard off the glass, is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Great hustle by Leah Brunt down inside the paint.
Great job by Leah Brunt. Get up there, get that offensive rebound, and then results in her at the line for 2. Doherty coming back in, looks like.
Gonna have to be held up here for the first shot. And there's the free throw there by Brunt. Closed the gap down to 2, as you mentioned. Doherty coming back in.
A little water break, maybe.
But we'll miss the second, though. 1 for 4, I believe, on the night from the charity stripe. Laconia working it out high. Gunning Laurie all alone. Kicks it out far side. Deep 2. Overshot there by Dunleavy. And here come the Bobcats back the other way. Brunt sees a hole to the paint. Nice feed off near side and up and in for Littlefield.
Great passing by the Plymouth offense there. Right there, it's a tie game and nearing the end of the first quarter.
Dunleavy, she's going to throw up a 3 with 10 seconds to go. Get her own rebound. Contact comes up short on the second shot. Final 4 seconds here in the first quarter. Blaze is going to throw it up and just rim out, but that'll do it. Here in the first quarter, we're tied 10-10 on Pemmy Baker TV. And Elliot, let's get your thoughts from the opening quarter of play.
I really like the defensive side of each team. Low-scoring game, 10-10. But a lot of fast breaks on the offensive side. And we saw Laconia work the perimeter a lot, like to shoot the 3-ball. And played the full court press, which really put the pressure on the Plymouth offense, forcing those long passes and getting a lot of turnovers on them. But if Plymouth really wants to get themselves in a winning position in this game, they need to convert those fouls into points, as they're only 1 for 4 on the night. And Leah Brunt has the ability to make all 4 of those shots. Those just need to go in.
Looking at things, Bobcats, 6 straight fouls against them before Laconia had their first, but you saw the Bobcats start to settle down and work that contact in the paint in their favor.
Yeah, no, they certainly, that anxiety level lowered a little bit. They certainly looked a little more comfortable as the first quarter went on. And maybe they can continue that in the second quarter and put themselves with a lead at halftime, as that would be huge for them.
Ready to start the second quarter, again tied 10-10. Laconia will start in the bonus. The next foul against Plymouth. They've got to be careful.
Yeah, certainly. Foul trouble. Not what you want to be in this early.
Looks like the starters are back out for the Bobcats to start the second.
See young Lainey Manson out there again.
We're underway in the second. Daly, top of the key. Look far side. Here come the Sachems again. Both teams really attacking that far side of the court here this afternoon. Gatsba, nice hands. Skip pass far side. Good possession for Laconia. This one from deep. Gatsba rims out, and another rebound for Merrifield.
And that's what Gwen's job is. She has some size on the court.
Blaze with a pull-up three-pointer. Or correction, Levex with a three-pointer. And that's some energy there, Elliot, for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Plymouth needed that, settling, have some momentum in their way.
All alone, Gatsa in the corner. Fakes it, drives baseline, has help on the near side. And this one's going to be sent too far away. Gatsba down low. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 with a foul against Merrifield.
It's a good foul by Merrifield. Aggressive in the paint, doing a great job trying to get that shot blocked, but it'll result in 2 shots from the charity stripe for Laconia here.
Yeah, Megan Gatsba at the line once again here for the Sachems. But it will put Laconia in the bonus. The rest of the first half are just over 7 minutes. So that really changes up the dynamics of things, Elliot, where Plymouth has to sit back a little bit and allow the contact, and that opens the passing lanes and the driving lanes here for Laconia.
Yeah, and I think that comes along as part of the anxiety part, as they're anxious to really get a win, but you got to be patient and try to not draw fouls if he already has 7 here tonight.
Gatzba misses the second turnaround. Littlefield has it blocked, gathers up the loose ball and has it stripped again from behind. Gatzba back the other way, trying to go coast to coast, skip past near side. Daly, outside 3, comes up short and up and over the backboard, and a change of possession here.
Laconia showing they really like to shoot this 3 ball. Working the perimeters again.
13-11 lead here for the Bobcats at home in their home opener. Both teams looking for their first win. All alone, Merrifield will send that 3-pointer wide.
Right there, good passing by the Bobcats to get the ball quickly up past the defense into Merrifield's hands. She has some confidence coming off a 3 made in the first quarter.
Good crowd for the home opener for the Bobcats tonight. Back out Daly, skip pass far side Gatzba. She's going to drive baseline, look for contact into the feet of a teammate, and Bobcats will pick that off. Levesque, high off the glass and in with contact, was looking for a foul, but she'll get the 2 points there.
Great job by Jordan Levesque. She's only standing at 5'2", but still drives in, gets the ball up for the 2 points.
Daly from the corner. Low angle shot on that one and rims out. Laconia doing well though, working against the man-to-man defense of Plymouth. We've seen how many times Daly opened the corner here tonight, Elliot.
Yeah, I know. She's really been fantastic. She's had a couple options at the foul line.
Brunt
but, one of their better players, clearly.
And a jump ball here once again will stay with the Bobcats.
Gwen Merrifield shouting out the signals here.
Floated over to Brunt. Broken up play and miscommunication here with Levesque and a turnover.
It's like Merrifield overthrew that ball a little bit as she was as Brunt was double teamed and couldn't get the ball over to Levesque.
Halligan will check back in for the Sachems. She'll be met out high against Blaze. Coming up on 5.5 to go here in the first half. Gatzba drives into the paint, kicks it outside. Receives a pass back in, looking for the up and under. Ball loose inside the paint. Nice job by the Bobcats and knocked out of play by Laconia.
Right there, great job by Lainey Manson. Aggressive in the paint, went up, got the rebound, and came down, and it results in a Plymouth ball. That's what you want to see from a young freshman. She's your future right here.
Blaze off to the stretch pass, putting up a 3. Too far away, but there to put it back is Merrifield.
This is just what the Plymouth crowd wants to see. Home opener, up by 6.
All alone, Halligan. Deep 2. Keeps Laconia within 5. Stretch pass, Merrifield working baseline. Low angle shot, has it rimmed out. Put back is blocked off of Manson's shot and given over to Laconia.
Another fast break by the Plymouth offense. Unable to convert.
Gatzba all alone outside 3. She'll come up short. It'll bounce out of play. It feels like, Elliot, Plymouth is okay with giving up those outside shots. They're packing it down towards the paint and not allowing those drives toward the basket.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's coming straight from Coach Dave Levesque. He's realized that they're struggling with the 3 ball, but Laconia certainly working that perimeter, but good tactic by Coach Levesque there.
Knocked away by Gatzba, but turned over. Halligan trying to go one-on-one, and she'll get the putback off the glass with contact against Levesque.
2-point game now.
And it was 5 a minute ago. Nice blind pass into the corner. Doherty all alone for 3. It'll rim out. Rebounded though. Litterfield, she can't get the putback. And that will roll out of play and stay with Plymouth.
Right there. Even though that one didn't go in by Amanda Doherty, you got to be aware of her. She's a dangerous sharpshooter, and she can really carry her team if she's on.
Still like to see Plymouth get a little bit more in towards the paint. That's where they've been successful towards the end of the first and here in the second quarter. Near side for Doherty. Pass down low. Merrifield is blocked. Daly back the other way. Halligan in the corner. Back to Daly. She's going to pull up for three, and she'll front rim it. And another offensive board here for Laconia. Gatspa outside for Daly. One-on-one now alone, and that's a deep two there for Halligan in the short corner. And a timeout taken on the court by Plymouth. With 3:20 to go, we're tied at 17.
I like that timeout by Coach Dave Levesque. You know, you had some momentum going in, but then you're losing it, and try to interrupt that a little bit for Laconia and get your team back on board, doing what they can do well, and maybe go into the half with the lead, because that would be huge for them.
But really, what, Elliot, do the Bobcats have to do here to kind of regain the lead? Do you see it more driving into the basket or taking more of those lower percentage shots from out wide?
I would say driving into the basket. You have some size advantage on Laconia. You have Gwen Merrifield and Leah Brunt, who are really good driving through the paint and putting those up and even drawing some fouls. And that's really what you need to do. Those low percentage perimeter shots aren't going to win you games unless you have sharpshooters like Amanda Doherty all out there who are almost certainly going to make that.
Again, Laconia hasn't committed a foul since the first quarter, and that's when Plymouth was driving to the hoop and getting to the free throw line. Back here out of the timeout taken by Plymouth. Brunt gets over the timing line, trying to drive into the paint. Her shot's blocked. Once again, Laconia's defense holds back out the other way. Michailowicz near side, Daly, bounce pass, had time to shoot. But Gunning Laurie has her shot blocked, gets the offensive board, loose ball on the baseline, and we'll see who it stays with, and it looks like it's going to be with Plymouth.
There, Dave Levac, frustrated.
Legs are just getting a little tired here towards the end of the first half. Again, a steal from behind, and a reach in by Daly. Nearly stolen back by Doherty. Gatspa all alone, bounce pass. Gunning Laurie high off the glass, can't get it to fall, but good execution by Laconia, but a turnover.
Plymouth looking a little tired here, as you mentioned. Coming to the close of the half, might need a little break, but can't leave it here. You got to finish it out.
The pressure from behind by Laconia has been deadly here in the second quarter, and again another steal from behind. This time it's off of Daly, is the word by the officials.
Looks like Gwen Merrifield coming in for Olivia Littlefield. Gwen likes to drive to the basket, but can also shoot the three ball.
2:20 to go here in the first half, tied at 17. Levesque gonna put up a little floater and get it to fall, a little hook shot.
Right there, that just shows her raw talent, young sophomore. She could really lead this team to be something special these next few years.
Michailowicz finds help. Gunning Laurie down low now. Gatspa baseline kicks it out. Halligan mid-range jumper misses to the right, and a foul against Gunning Laurie as she was trying to put it back up off the glass. She'll go to the line to shoot two.
Another Plymouth foul. Not what you want to see, is they have 8 in the first half already. Coney in the bonus.
Florence Blaze picks up her first personal foul. Team's 8th, as you mentioned, Elliot. Gunning Laurie will hit the first.
Trying to make it a tie game here.
That one rims out. Battle down on the rebound, and it's going to stay with Laconia. It's off the hands there of Merrifield.
I like Merrifield's aggressiveness out there. You can see it right as she steps on the court. Not only on the defensive side, but on the offensive side as well.
Inbounds nearly stolen away. Daly trying to get a little floater to go and stolen on the rebound. Levesque takes some contact down in the corner. Doherty skip pass down low. Daly bounces off the boards. Merrifield tries to get the putback. Foul and one for Leah Brunt.
Right there, Leah Brunt, fantastic. Another young sophomore right there. Let's see if she can make it a 3-point play. That would be huge for Plymouth. Make it a 2-score game.
Gunning Laurie will pick up her second, personal team's fourth. But Brunt to the line for the and one.
Another freshman coming in here, number 11, Taryn Rude.
And a foul hard on the miss on the and one. Believe it's going to be against Merrifield. Oh, it's not. And call it on Brunt by the looks of things.
Another Plymouth foul. Since Laconia's in the bonus, so it'll be another shot for them.
So should be the 1-1. As Leah Brunt picked up her second, personal team's ninth. Laconia can hit the first, but will get the offensive board. Approaching the final 90 seconds of the first half. Gunning Laurie has her shot hit twice, and the putback looking for a foul call for a turnover.
Excellent defense by Merrifield right there to make sure that that layup doesn't go in, and she can really be strong in the paint.
21-18 lead at home for the Bobcats. Merrifield looking for help. Blaze to Doherty. Doherty trying to drive into the paint, kicks it out for Blaze for three, and she buries it.
That's the momentum Plymouth needs right now, as it's a 6-point game. Putting a little pressure on Laconia going into the half. Less than a minute left.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the biggest lead of the night for the Bobcats. Comes in the final minute of the first half. Shot missed, stolen away by Brunt and tipped off of Laconia. It's going to stay with Plymouth.
See if Plymouth can put a few more points on the board, extend that lead going into the half. Laconia putting the full court press on.
Seen them have that most of the night.
Early on, they were forcing those long passes, getting a lot of turnovers off of those.
Final 35 seconds. Blaze getting the one-on-one matchup, leaves it off for Brunt. Brunt looking to drive into the paint, kicks it out to Blaze for three again, and she hits another!
Florence Blaze, 2 in a row, 6 points. It's a 9-point Bobcat lead.
Biggest lead of the night for either team. Final 15 seconds. Shot attempt, low percentage there for Stevens and taken away by the Bobcats. Final shot here. Skip pass far side for Doherty. She's going to have contact, no foul call. A prayer thrown off, but it will rim out from Halligan. Dave Levesque wanted a foul call, but an exciting first half comes to an end with the Bobcats leading 27-18. Elliot, let's get your thoughts from the first half of action.
It looks like Plymouth's offense really figured it out towards the end there. Florence Blaze hitting 2 threes to extend the lead to 9 points. And really impressive. Showed that they got that anxiety level down, figured out what they want to do, and certainly the outcome's looking good for the Plymouth Bobcats.
We'll step aside, take a quick break. When we come back, third quarter action here at Plymouth Regional High School. It's the Bobcats 27 and the Sachems 18 here on Pemmy Baker TV. Back here at Plymouth Regional High School on Pemmy Baker TV for the home opener of girls basketball as Plymouth Regional is taking on Laconia. Dan Salzer alongside Elliot Miller here on Pemmy Baker TV with the Bobcats leading 27-18 at the half. And Elliot, it's been an exciting back and forth opening half.
Certainly has. We saw Plymouth run away with the game a little bit towards the end of the second half, but certainly doesn't mean the Sachems can't get back up here.
So we had some number changes that were not given to us at the start of the game, as this one's dribbled out of bounds by Stevens and turned over to the Bobcats. So Hannah Dow for Laconia is wearing number 14, and Gunning Laurie is wearing number 12, with Beatty wearing number 3. So we'll apologize for calling that wrong in the first half. We'll get it corrected here in the second. Drive by Brunt comes up short, but given back over to Merrifield. Pass down low. Brunt hard off the glass. She'll be fouled, and she will go to the line to shoot 2.
I like that. Good start for Plymouth. Like we said in the first half, try to avoid those perimeter shots and drive towards the paint, because as you see now, it ends up in foul shots.
Gatzbaum with her second personal, team's first. Braun will hit the first and open up to a 10-point lead, the biggest of the night.
Plymouth had a little bit of foul trouble in the first half. I'm sure that was mentioned in the halftime meeting by Coach, and maybe they can fix that here.
And good reach in there by Brunt to knock it away, but it will be ball with Laconia, just off to our left. Daly working top of the key. Far side for Beatty. Daly going to just pull up for three, come up short. And a rebound for Merrifield.
Plymouth still forcing those perimeter shots and certainly has been working, as Laconia has not been very successful on that in that area.
A foul here on Daly. It's her second personal, team second for Laconia. And just how Plymouth was, 6 fouls to start the game. Now it's Laconia with the 2 straight fouls to start the second half.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Dave Levesque, that's exactly what I want to see.
Mid-range little floater missed there by Blaze. Beatty looking to control, looking for a skip pass, nearly a travel. Kept alive by Laconia. Stevens trying to turn underneath, has it swatted away, and a foul here against Brunt.
Is a foul against Brunt, but good aggressiveness. Try to steal that from Laconia, but I like that foul by Leah Brunt.
Problem is that's her third personal, so she's now in foul trouble the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you can't lose her. She's such a key part of this team.
Gatzbo will rim out on the first attempt. Lead stays at 10, 28-18 with 6:49 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and down by 10, Sachems really need to make these foul shots. Can't fall behind by too much more.
And getting that one to fall is Gatzbo in the second. High pressure by the Sachems. Levesque going to pull up for a deep 2. Will rim out. Brunt down low for the putback, but it can't fall. Merrifield with the offensive board. Some contact, no foul, and it will stay with Plymouth.
I like that. Speed by Plymouth. Breakaway, fast down the court. Levesque has a chance for an open shot, and even Merrifield was down there too if she needed another option.
Looking for an inbounds. That's going to be kicked away. You see, Plymouth really isn't phased, Elliot. A quick three-pointer by Levesque, and that will rim out. But the Bobcats, even with the changing of pressures here by Laconia defensively, are not afraid to break it up fast on the far side of the court.
Certainly not, and that's something that you want to do. Try to catch the defense on their heels a little bit.
Brunt with a nice board there for the Bobcats. Trying to drive into the paint. And we have a foul call after the steal. They're going to call an offensive foul on Brunt. And now that's 4 on her.
Leah Brunt in foul trouble. Looks like Dave Levesque looking for a sub for her on the bench.
She's going to have to sit to really until the fourth quarter, and you lose that strength down low inside the paint.
Yeah, and that's not who you want to see in foul trouble, as she's really one of the better players on this team.
Hansen will check in for her. Near side, Halligan getting a one-on-one matchup. Back out to Daly. Looking for a little floater, hard off the glass. Will pick up her own rebound. Halligan, short corner, mid-range jumper. She'll get it to fall.
Laconia has sank a couple of those mid-range 2-point shots. They find themselves only down by 7 here. Plymouth trying to get back.
Levesque trying to go coast to coast and gets the little kiss off the glass to fall. Opens the lead back up to 9.
That's her specialty right there. We've seen her do that a couple times, and certainly is dangerous.
Daly's outside shot for 3 comes up short again.
Levesque slowing the tempo down a little bit, giving her team a little bit of rest.
And that just sets up the frustration, though, for Laconia's defense. They want that fast pressure from their opponent, trying to get a turnover here. And it's going to stay with the Bobcats.
Well, and to me, I'm almost wondering if Dave Levesque is telling them they should do that. Try to catch them off guard a little bit, maybe go slow a couple times, and Laconia thinking, all right, this is what they're going to do now, settling into things, and then come right back at them with that fast break.
Merrifield kicks it outside. Littlefield shot for the mid-range jumper from the elbow. Will get it to fall.
11-point lead for Plymouth, really figuring things out.
It's the biggest of the night at 11. Daly back the other way, gets a little floater to fall. Laconia not going away quietly. Slip up on the court and a pass into the stands off to our left. And now the unforced turnovers on both teams happening. The midpoint of the third. Well, the timeout on the court with 4:46 to go. Plymouth leads 32-23. Exciting action here, Elliot.
Yeah, no kidding. Right there, Jordan Levesque a little anxious to get the ball up to Gwen Merrifield. Those two really do have a special connection, though. Both sophomores, so they'll be together for the next 3 years. Still figuring out that chemistry, but certainly their future is bright.
But the problem is now with Leah Brunt on the bench, do you have to rely more on that outside shooting that was hit and miss in the first half?
You know, I would say no. And the reason why is you still have people out there who can drive to the basket. You still have Merrifield. You still have Levesque who can do that little mid-range floater. And we've seen that be dangerous, as she's totaled probably about 8 points on that shot tonight. And I really want to see Merrifield use her size advantage and drive to the basket and draw a couple of fouls and really put Plymouth in a winning position here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we really haven't seen her put the team on her shoulders yet. But also that of Manson, who's checked in for Brunt. One of the swing players on the roster here with the JV team. Look for her to get some good quality time in the second half.
Yeah, another freshman. Has a size advantage like Merrifield, so use those two, use their size, get them to the basket, and put the ball in there.
Back out of the timeout. A little confusion here in the offense by Laconia. Beatty finds Stevens down low, kicked outside. Nice skip pass far side for Daly for three again. She'll air-mail this one and off of Laconia, out of play.
Laconia still being forced to shoot that three ball. Struggling a little more.
You can see a little bit of frustration setting in for the Sachems here.
Certainly, as they find themselves down by 9. Plymouth's offense starting to settle in here. That's what you want to see.
Levesque has her pocket pick, stretch pass up to Daly. She'll have to put the brakes on and reset. She'll step out for a three, and will hit the front iron again. Offensive board, Gatspa off the glass and in. Count the and one for Megan Gatspa.
Right there, good for Laconia. Has some momentum, haven't had much momentum since second half has begun, and right there, chance for a three-point play.
Manson will pick up her second personal foul, team's third here in the second half.
Just a young freshman. Still learning.
Gatspa will rim out on the and one. Picked up by the Bobcats. Merrifield double team to the corner, loose ball on the sideline, thrown out to midfield and picked up by Levesque. She's going to drive to the basket, hard off the backboard and in. Nearly rimmed out.
Great play by Plymouth's offense right there. Good job by Merrifield to force a bad pass on the Laconia side. Levesque driving in for the layup.
Reached in, knocked away by Levesque, kept alive by Laconia outside for Beatty. She'll rim out. Stevens down low on the offensive board, and she will be fouled. She will go to the line to shoot two, and now Manson's in foul trouble with three.
Lainey Manson, the sub for Leah Brunt, another person you don't want in foul trouble, as you're running out of room on that bench with those two. They have accounted for all 4 fouls in this half.
Stevens will hit the first. Sydney Stevens. As Molly Fields will check in for the first time here tonight for Laconia, wearing number 34. 34-26 lead for the Bobcats at home. This one rims out, but an offensive board for Laconia. Daly down to Stevens, gives it back to Daly, and can't get the layup to fall. A rebound for Doherty. Can feel the energy building here towards the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, Plymouth slowing down a little bit on the offensive side. If they can pick it back up, they'll put themselves in good position.
A sky hook there by Levesque, and she'll get it to fall with a left hand.
That's it right there. That little floater layup. So many shots I've seen go in by her that I just didn't think have a chance.
Showing off her athletic ability. Daly outside for 3 again. She's missed at least 8 here tonight from that corner. Stretch pass down low, kept alive only momentarily by Doherty, but given away. Gatspa gets past one defender. Drives paint, kicks it outside, and Doherty steals it from behind. Stepped out Merrifield for 3. That'll hit the back iron, but an offensive board for the Bobcats and a traveling violation though.
Lainey Manson showing some frustration. She's got to keep calm as she's in there for Leah Brunt, who's in foul trouble. But still doing very well. It's her first home varsity game for her.
Florence Blaze will check back in here for Plymouth. Olivia Littlefield will have a seat on the bench.
Blaze been very dangerous, sunk a couple of 3s to end the first half. Put Plymouth in the position they're in now with a very extensive lead.
Daly quickly down inside, finding Dow, and Dow will be fouled. She'll go to the line. So just what we thought, Elliot, that Plymouth needed to do was work down to the paint. Laconia is doing well here in the latter part of the third quarter. Yeah,
they're doing a great job of drawing fouls. We saw them come out and give up 2 fouls, but since then it's been 5 straight for Plymouth.
Manson now with 4. Dow will hit the first.
Brunt not only in foul trouble, but also her replacement, Lainey Manson.
Now what does head coach Dave Levesque do for the Bobcats?
This will be interesting to see who he'll go to next, who's next in line.
Dow will hit both. You wonder if you're going to have to go small and really work the outside shot. Levesque, turnaround 3, she'll send that long. Loose ball given back to Levesque, a push on the back though. She's going to actually stay on the floor. She didn't get the shot attempt off.
Good job by Levesque to go in there, grab her own rebound. Merrifield calling out the signals.
It's Daly's second personal foul, team's third. This one, Doherty hard off the glass, and Dow comes down with a rebound.
Doherty can be dangerous from outside, and it looks like Plymouth is being a little more lenient on those outside shots, trying to get some to sink.
Doherty reached in, got to avoid a foul call, and a late foul call here and a push in the back by Amanda Doherty. It'll be her 3rd personal.
Plymouth finds themselves in foul trouble here again, 6 in the quarter. Not what you want to see after they committed a lot in the first half.
Yeah, they had 6 in the first quarter, now 6 here in the third. Battle down, Dow, put back off the glass in the inbounds. And the Sachems close to within 6. 36-30 with under 2 minutes to go. Full court press on.
Laconia finding himself in a 2-score game, battling back from the lead Plymouth had.
Manson out to Doherty, down low. Blaze. Again, Bobcats working the perimeter in the final 90 seconds.
Taking advantage of no shot clock, really taking their time, looking for that perfect opportunity.
Kept alive. They're going to say it's tipped by Laconia, so no backcourt violation. Merrifield with 1:08 to go in the third quarter. Down low, nice pass out to Levesque, hard off the glass, looking for a push in the back, and a rebound here for Laconia.
That was great passing by that Plymouth offense. Unfortunate it didn't end in points for them, but
this one thrown up will rim around and knock out, but an offensive board for the Sachems and stolen away by Levesque. She has been a pest everywhere. Outlet for Doherty, just out of her reach though and out of play.
We're back to the beginning of the game when Laconia was putting that full court press on, forcing those long passes by Levesque and creating those turnovers. And if they can convert those into points, Plymouth will find themselves in trouble again.
But Levesque has been everywhere, not only offensively, but defensively for the Bobcats here tonight. Nice pass down low for Daly, high off the glass. That'll rim out. Levesque will come down with another rebound. Final 20 seconds of the third quarter. It's a 6-point lead for the Bobcats here at home. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Bobcats looking for the final shot. Screen set up. Levesque kicks it over to Blaze for three, and she'll come up just short. Chance here for Laconia to close to within 4, and a foul call on Levesque on the shot attempt with 2.1 seconds to go in the third.
That'll be Plymouth's 7th team foul. So they find themselves in trouble again.
The problem is it's bonus time the rest of the game, so the entire fourth quarter for Laconia will be the bonus.
And that's not what you want on the Plymouth side of the ball, as that can really hurt you.
Fields will miss the first. Gatsby will check back in for the Sachems. Olivia Littlefield will check in for the Bobcats as well. Trying to get the bigs down low and get the rebound.
Only 2.1 seconds left.
Fields will hit the second. This one's batted out on the inbounds attempt. Clock doesn't run at all. Full court press on here for the Sachems. Throwing up, giving it Daly, throwing up a prayer, and nearly gets it to fall on a miscommunication by the Bobcats. But it will stay a 6-point game at the end of 5-point game, 36-31. And Elliot, the back and forth game continues here.
Yeah, no kidding, like you said, back and forth game, and it's crazy. I mean, thought Plymouth was starting to run away with it a little bit, but certainly Laconia finds themselves back in it, only down by 5 points heading into the fourth quarter. And if I'm Coach Dave Levesque right now, I need to get my team back running offensively. And fans, make sure you tune in to our next broadcast for boys basketball, Co-Brown, on Saturday, December 22nd at 12 p.m. And if you want to come support the team, please come. And that game will be that Friday night at 6 p.m. the day before.
Yeah, Elliot Miller and myself will have the call of that one, and expect it to be a really contentious game to start the season here at Plymouth Regional High School.
Yeah, and it should be. That boys basketball team looking very different from last year, as they lost a lot of seniors, and it'll be interesting to see what their identity is this year. Looks
like they're going to be like a small team and really have to play quickly against their opponents, but that could play in their favor in Division II this season.
Certainly. Owen Brickley, Nick Quayle, both two very talented seniors who could carry that team into the playoffs and maybe do some damage.
Back here for the fourth quarter, here on Pemmy Baker TV between Plymouth Regional and Laconia. Bobcats hold a 5-point lead, 36-31 into the final frame. But the foul trouble's been an issue for Plymouth here tonight. It's bonus the rest of the way for Laconia.
Certainly, and if I'm Plymouth, one of the key things I need to do is drive into the paint, try to avoid those perimeter shots. It's been difficult, but you see Leah Brunt back in here.
Reached in, knocked around, loose ball picked up by Laconia, stretched the other way for Dow, all alone underneath the basket, and she'll get the put in. Plymouth struggling on their inbounds here with the pressure by the Sachems.
Need to get themselves back on the offensive side here.
Blaze kicks it out in Littlefield, stretch pass the other way. Daly in the passing lane, and a jump ball here. And it will go with Laconia.
Right there, Gwen Merrifield had the opportunity to drive towards the basket. Decided to pass outside. Right there, you need to take those points, especially in such a close game nearing the end.
Given all the foul trouble, it seems like Plymouth, even though they have the upper hand, don't want to charge in and have any chance of an offensive foul, as Dow tries to go with the up and under, can't get it off the backboard.
Levesque trying to take charge here.
Brunt back in the fourth quarter. She has 4 fouls. She's got to be careful for the Bobcats. Blaze with the pass down low and gets a mid-range jumper to fall.
Boy, and they're going to miss Blaze, as she's really been a key player here tonight.
Couple of games left before she will head back home on the exchange.
So talented. One of the more talented players I've seen come through this Plymouth program.
Gatsby trying to draw contact, will miss the layup attempt. And a timeout called on the floor by Merrifield as she was double teamed in the corner. And a smart play there by Gwen Merrifield.
She was looking for help, yelling, and she had nowhere to go. She was trapped in the corner. Plymouth could use a timeout right here. Only up by 5, and you know it's the fourth quarter. Sachems have been coming on from the offensive side, do some damage. They've found that mid-range jumper shot, sunk a couple, and you have yourself a ball game again.
But the biggest thing is Plymouth has not been able to break up the full court press cleanly against Laconia for most of the night.
No, and I would say almost all of the night. I mean, Laconia doing a good job of forcing those long passes and creating those turnovers. And lately we saw in the first quarter and even in the past few minutes, they've done a great job of converting those into points. And that's why we're at the point we are at now.
Out of the timeout taken by Plymouth Regional. Ready for the inbounds. Passed off to Levesque. Skip pass near side for Blaze. Littlefield back out high for Brunt, trying to cross over into the paint. Can't get the floater to fall. Gets the offensive board, gets the up and under, but again rims out. Gets it again on the rebound, and this one's knocked away, but right to Levesque. She'll throw up a layup, and this one's swatted away back over midcourt. Daly charging in. She'll slide to a knee and find help down low with Fields, and that one will fall in for Laconia.
Boy, and it looked so close for Plymouth right there, and that is not the outcome you wanted. You had 3 or 4 offensive rebounds.
And another turnover. Daly gets the hands in against Blaze. Dow throws up a 3. She'll miss wide to the left, and a foul on Gatsba. And again, that frustration and the tired legs starting to set in for both teams.
Yeah, boy. Plymouth almost had themselves back in a tie ball game here with 5:51 left.
Lead was as big as 11 in the third quarter. It's down to 3.
Like you said earlier, it's back and forth, back and forth. Laconia back in that full court press.
Megan Gatsba picked up her 3rd personal foul, team's 4th. So still plenty of fouls to give for Laconia down the stretch with 5:40 to go in regulation. Doherty, little pump fake, skip pass far side for Merrifield. Thought about pulling the trigger and leaves it off instead. Levesque is going to reset out high and call out the offense. Laconia staying in that man-to-man.
Be smart if you're Plymouth here. Look for that shot opportunity or drive to the basket.
Littlefield thought about it. Over to Brunt for 3. And that one will be long. Dow comes down with a board, loose ball. She'll gather it up, send it forward. Fields all alone. A battle against Levesque. And Levesque got a hand in there. And a reach in and a foul here on Levesque. And it's going to be Molly Fields heading to the line to shoot 2 for Laconia.
Laconia trying to make it a 1-point game here. They're doing a good job making those breaks fast and quick to the offensive side of the ball. Is right there. You saw 1v1 and the opportunities and led to a foul.
Chance to make it a 1-point game here with Fields. She will miss the first. But just like that, with that foul on Levesque, that's 3 players, Elliot, for Plymouth that have 4 fouls.
Yeah, and 2 of them are huge contributors to your team in Levesque and Brunt.
Fields will miss both of them. Gathered up by Brunt. Final 5 minutes. This key matchup, the home opener for the Bobcats. Doherty battled in front of her own bench, lost the dribble. Brunt down low looking for Littlefield. It's out of reach though and turned over to Laconia. Brunt's got to be careful in the foul.
Seen Amanda caught in the corner a couple times. Does a nice job of getting the ball back out to her team.
Gatsba top of the key, kicks it near side, and it's going to end up in the bleachers.
Good pressure by Plymouth defense right there as they need to convert this. Haven't had too many turnovers, but need to take advantage of those.
4:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Bobcats lead by 3, 38-35. Sent forward by Brunt to keep it alive, and a jump ball. It's going to stay with Plymouth.
Good job by Brunt to keep that in. Merrifield battling on the ground. These 2 are very tough.
Merrifield looking for an inbounds. And given right over to Laconia. Gatsba going up against Doherty, hard off the glass. She'll get her own rebound. And Brunt comes back defensively to knock it away from Dow, but it will be possession to Laconia. Again, Elliott, Plymouth struggling on their inbounds here, especially in the second half.
Yeah, no kidding. Right there, you have the ball in your own half. You need to not make that pass and let it be a turnover. Get it to your own team and even just create an opportunity, scoring chance.
Touch passing here by the Sachems down inside for Fields. She'll rim out, and Merrifield will steal it away, but it'll be a jump ball instead. And possession stays with Laconia.
Plymouth showing some frustration here. Merrifield thought that should have been Plymouth ball.
All alone, Gatsba. Mid-range jumper, she'll rim out. Fields down low, picks up the offensive board. It's knocked around, and they're going to say it's off of Laconia. And a lucky break there for the Bobcats.
Yep, Bobcats haven't scored in a while. Need to get that momentum in their side, as there's only 4 minutes left. And right now, Laconia really showing that they have control of this game.
Inbounds to Blaze. She's met by Gatsba. Will cross her up and get over the timing line. Leave it off for Brunt. Brunt's going to drive to the paint, kicks it down low, and a foul call on the reach-in against the Sachems. I believe it's against Holligan.
Right there, that's what Leah Brunt needs to do. Good decision. Didn't risk any foul trouble right there, and that's what they need to do, start driving through the paint.
Still a foul to give for Laconia. This one downtown for Blaze comes up short. Offensive board, and Brunt couldn't put it home. Still loose. Levesque dives in and gets the jump ball. It'll stay with the Bobcats. Good hustle on the offensive side by Plymouth.
I like that. Leah Brunt coming in for a couple offensive rebounds right there. Really showing the aggressive player she can be. Has stayed out of foul trouble lately, but still one more can put her back on the bench.
Inbounds attempted again, stolen away. Daly all alone with a layup off the glass, and it's a 1-point game. 38-37 with 3.5 minutes to go.
Right there. Plymouth's struggling with that full court press by Laconia, struggling on the inbounds, and that's not a good sign for Dave Levesque.
It's been nearly 5 minutes since the Bobcats have scored a basket. Brunt lost it. Halligan down low trying to draw the foul. Levesque gets in there, knocks it away, and a putback by Daly. And the Sachems regain the lead for the first time since the second quarter.
Just like that, Laconia back in the lead. Plymouth put on their heels a little bit.
Levesque for three will hit the front iron. Merrifield with an offensive board. She's fouled. She will go to the line to shoot two with exactly 3 minutes to go.
That's what you need. She needs to make at least one of these here, make it a tie game, and both teams give it all you got at this point. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and there's nothing to lose.
Beatty will pick up her second personal foul, team 6.
Merrifield taking her time.
She will miss the first, so a chance to tie it here at 39 on the second shot. You can hear a pin drop inside here on the free throws. She will hit the second. We're tied at 39. Timeout taken on the floor by the Bobcats. It's a full timeout with exactly 3 minutes to go. And Elliott, with how Plymouth has been playing going into the fourth quarter, how do they settle down? How do they, connect on some of these shots and regain the lead?
I think right now Dave Levesque, he has the ability to really settle his team down and get that anxiety level to lower so that they can really, get into the mental part of the game and be mentally prepared to take the lead back and really go in thinking that they're going to win this game and have that confidence. But right now it comes down to which team's in better physical condition, which team is the least tired. And they both certainly are showing that they're getting to that point where they're getting gassed. But still, it's going to be a good battle for the rest of the 3 minutes.
It's exactly what you talked about. It's that mental capacity. We've seen it when both teams have gotten a little frustrated. That's when their opponent's gone on a little bit of a run. We've seen it with Laconia towards the end of the first half and into the third quarter, and Plymouth had those great shots inside the paint. Now Plymouth struggling their inbound, struggling their outside shooting. getting in foul trouble, have seen their emotions on the court. How do they calm down again? It's tough with a very young team.
Yeah, and like you said, Laconia also can't lose that mental game as they have had the momentum in their way. But they have to come back out still knowing that Plymouth is going to attack and that it's not over yet. It is still a tie game. It may feel like you're winning, but you can't go in with that mentality.
Again, fans, join us post-game. We'll have an interview with head coach Dave Levesque of the Bobcats and get his take on this home opener in his first year as head coach. Back under the way at a timeout, tied at 39. Laconia trying to regain the lead. Bounce pass down low. Kicked out for Gatzba. She'll drive to the paint, drive to the basket, and will get the layup. 2-point lead for Laconia.
Laconia putting Plymouth on their heels a little bit as they find themselves down.
Merrifield gathers that up, mid-range jumper, rims out on the front side and gathered up defensively by Gatzba. Loses a handle, and we're going to call, they're going to say it bounced out of play. So a turnover off to our left here.
It's Plymouth ball. Right here, Plymouth struggled with their inbounds. Need to get it to a Plymouth player. Be able to get that shot off because Laconia quick on the breakaways. Could make it a 2-score game.
2:35 to go. 5-second violation, so a turnover the other way. So back and forth, another unforced turnover on the Bobcats.
Not what you want on Plymouth as you get the turnover there. Just ends up right back in Laconia's hands.
Daly on the inbounds. Bobcats still playing that 2-3 zone all alone. And Beatty can't bury a three, and a foul call against Beatty on the reach-in. And it will be 1-1.
Plymouth is in the bonus, so they will get a shot here.
Just wanted to make sure it was officially a foul call before we mention the 1-1. Beatty will pick up her third personal, team 7th. So another chance for Merrifield to tie things up from the charity stripe.
And that would be huge for Plymouth. Merrifield's 1 for 2 so far.
She'll hit the first. Such poise. I mean, it almost feels like you're more nervous when it becomes completely silent in here.
Yeah, and I mean, as an athlete, that would get to my head. I'm not sure, but maybe these girls are mentally prepared, but that certainly would get to my head.
And she'll hit both, and we'll be tied at 41 once again.
Great job by Merrifield there. Put her team on her back and got them right back in this tie game.
Bounced inside of Stevens, trying to kick it back out far side. And a loose ball in the paint. Diving on it is Doherty, and possession will stay with Laconia. But good work by the defense of the Bobcats. Have to prevent the quick shot here.
Certainly do, and Plymouth keep trying to prevent them to those perimeter shots.
Mid-range jumper. Beatty can't get that one to fall, and a defensive rebound for Merrifield. Here comes Brunt with 2 minutes, all alone, down low, and Littlefield will get it to fall. Bobcats back out in front, 43-41, and north-south basketball here the rest of the way by the feel of things.
Bobcats gaining some momentum.
Offensive board for the Sachems, kicked down for Daly. Daly gonna pull up for three, and that will be in and out. Nearly a big three-pointer for Laconia.
That would have been huge for Laconia. Put them 1 point ahead. Sure, Dave Levesque's heart skipped a beat right there.
Energy for both teams. Brunt dribbles it off her foot. Loose ball is top of the key. And another jump ball, and it will stay with the Bobcats with a possession arrow. With 1:17 to go. And Plymouth Regional leading by 2 with a timeout taken by Plymouth.
Dave Levesque being very smart with his timeout calls. He sees his team is starting to gain momentum and is probably going to tell them their game plan for the next minute or two, and so that they can come away with the win here.
Again, at this point, you essentially need 2 play calls drawn up. running out of timeouts. We don't know exactly how many they have left. Maybe one, if not none, with the ferocity. They've called timeouts here in the fourth quarter, but really it's that mental capacity we talked about, and it's shown with this very young team that they can handle these situations in the early part of the season.
Yes, and I like this call by David Levesque too. He has 3 sophomores out on the court right now, and 3 young players. You really need to make sure they're going to do the correct thing right there and put them in the position to win this game.
Again, 1:17 to go here in regulation. Bobcats lead by 2, 43-41. Both teams are in the bonus.
It's like they will run an inbound play.
Stretch down low, looking for Brunn, and it's tipped out of play against Stevens. Just coming up a little short on that inbounds, but a nice design play to sneak Brunt off the backside. Kills only 2 seconds on the game clock. Merrifield looking for an inbounds, finds help with Blaze in the near corner. Levesque, skip pass out to Brunt. Approaching the final minute, a reach in and tipped out of play. Good hustle by Gatspa.
Plymouth with the lead here. If they could get another couple points, that would be huge. It would be a 2-score game. Really put pressure on Laconia.
Littlefield, all sorts of space. We'll leave it off for Levesque. Final minute of play in regulation. And a foul in the push in the back by Daly. It'll be her 3rd personal, but more importantly, a 1-and-1 for the bonus for the Bobcats.
This is a huge foul for the Bobcats. If they can convert on these 2 points, make it a 2-score game, really put pressure on the Laconia offense as there's just under a minute left.
Jordan Levesque at the line for the 1-and-1. She will miss the first. It'll rim out. Daly will come down with a board. Final 53 seconds outside. Beatty will leave it for Daly. Looking for a 3-pointer. Daly calling, skip pass near side for Gatsba. She'll drive baseline, throws it up, and she will be fouled down low. She will go to the line to shoot 2 and a chance to tie it up. We'll see who the foul is against. They're going to call it against Littlefield. It'll be her 1st personal. Team's 9th, though.
Team's 10th, it looks like.
Oh, it is 10th, so double bonus.
Both teams have a lot of fouls today, especially in the second half.
So now it's double bonus the rest of the way for Laconia. Shooters out on the court for the Sachems with 41.5 seconds to go in this one.
Trying to make it a 1-point game.
And Gatsba comes up short, but an offensive board for Daly. Skip pass into the corner. Halligan down low for Gatsba. Back out to Halligan for a deep 2. That'll come up short on the front iron. Loose ball and a jump ball here. And it will go to the Sachems with 28 seconds to go.
28 seconds left. This is critical defensive period for the Bobcats.
Quick inbounds to Daly. Looking for a bounce pass, stolen away by the Bobcats. Nice job by Blaze to get the hand in there. Laconia needs to foul, and Dow will do so. With just under 20 seconds to go, it'll be 1-and-1 scenario for the Bobcats here, but a chance to make it a 2-possession game.
And right there, that really shows how critical Flo Blaze is to this team. She's really done well. Senior from Belgium, they're gonna miss her when she leaves. She's shown so much talent for them.
Merrifield will miss it. Thought it was 2. Didn't box out, and no offensive foul and a block and a foul down low on Merrifield. So what could have been a charging call goes up with a blocking foul here. And a reach in by Merrifield and a chance for Laconia to tie it up with 13 seconds to go.
Got to make both of these. Or grab the rebound if you can't. Levesque talking to the ref.
Hannah down with the line to shoot 2. She will hit the first, and a clutch shot there from the free throw line. Sierra Halligan will check back in for the Sachems. Dow with a chance to tie it up. Momentarily, scoreboard read it as a tie. That's quickly corrected.
Looks like
Dow will front rim the second one. Loose ball and a foul call on the putback by Gatsba. And a chance to take the lead as she will go to the line to shoot 2 now.
this is not how Plymouth wanted things to turn out. Got to be smart. Laconia, both teams in double bonus.
It's the second week of the season, or first week of the season, and it feels like a playoff game already.
Yeah, you're already on the edge of your seats. Pretty crazy.
Gatsba will miss the first one, so she'll have a chance to tie it up at 43.
She can make this. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one go into overtime.
Oh, knock on wood.
Only 10 seconds left.
Gatsba, she'll hit the second. We're tied. And a timeout taken by Laconia before the inbounds with 10.3 seconds to go. And a last chance shot here for the Bobcats, Elliot. What kind of player are you going to draw up?
If I'm Dave Levesque, something quick. I mean, at this point, just anything. I'm guessing they have something that they've prepared in practice, but you just really got to get the ball down the court, and I would put it in Flo Blaze's hands, as she has shown that she can do the damage, and she's your top scorer right now. Say
either Florence Blaze or you try to distract her from the outside shot and give it to Levesque, who's been really strong inside the paint on those little floaters, the midpoint of this game. Doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to go in.
Certainly not. A win is a win. Both teams very hungry, as you can see from the scoreboard tonight. This is a tense rivalry between these two schools. You can feel it in the room tonight.
Both teams with 3 more games before the holiday break to wrap up this fall semester. Bobcats will be home against Souhegan on the 14th and Hanover on the 19th before traveling to Co-Brown Northwood Academy on December 21st to wrap up the 2018 part of the calendar. So inbounds here, 10 seconds to go for the Bobcats. Littlefield receives the inbounds, gives it back to Brunt. Brunt stretches up to Merrifield. 5 seconds to go. Levesque into Brunt. She's going to drive to the paint. It's swatted away. No foul call. Loose ball. Time will expire. And we are heading to overtime. Tied at 43. And Elliott, a great design stretch out of the full court press. And just a last second swat there by Sydney Stevens keeps this game going to overtime.
Great call by Dave Levesque there to be able to get the ball quickly up the court. And it's unfortunate the ball just slipped out of Leah Brunt's hands. And yeah, certainly an exciting game as we're tied 43-43, headed into overtime.
So we'll head to overtime. 4 minutes on the clock. The biggest thing is a foul trouble for both teams.
Yeah, certainly. Plymouth has 10. Laconia at 9, both in double bonus. They will start 4-minute overtime period.
Again, fans, if you're just tuning in, Dan Salzer alongside Elliot Miller here on Pemmy Baker TV, bringing you coverage of the home opener for girls basketball in the 2018-19 season. It's really been back and forth all night, Elliot. We saw Laconia get out to an early lead. Plymouth get in foul trouble in the first quarter, but battled back, and the Bobcats had an 11-point lead in the early going of the third quarter, but the Sachems kept chipping away at that.
Yeah, and I think really you're seeing Plymouth's youth and ability. I mean, they certainly do have some extreme talent on this team, but they also have some extreme youth, and you're seeing both of those come out tonight.
So the Bobcats, again, in their home whites will go right to left here in overtime. Laconia in their road reds will go left to right. It's the first overtime game for both teams this season. Levesque picks up the ball on the jump. Kicks it outside through the hands, though, of Brunt. She'll keep the dribble going, though. Brunt trying to split the double team. Dishes it off down low. Merrifield from the corner, and she will miss. And Littlefield for a jump ball tied up inside the paint. But again, Elliott, good ball movement here by Plymouth in the late going.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key here. See what team can get the most points in this a lot of time, obviously. But ball movement is going to be key, as you want to try to tire that other team out and really see where they're at physically.
First possession for Laconia in overtime. Stevens trying to turn down low, get it high off the glass. Offensive board. Beatty comes up underneath it, loose ball, and gathered up by the Bobcats. Full court press on, and now Laconia will back away from it. Levesque just going to take your time over midcourt. Blaze. To Littlefield, now over to Merrifield. Back up to Blunt for three. She'll come up short. Brunt, again, Bobcats struggling for outside shooting here tonight.
Certainly need to start driving to the basket, as you're in double bonus territory, and you need to really take advantage of that. Especially Brunt and Merrifield out there, who have a size advantage on Laconia.
Daly, she's going to pull up for three. She'll hit the front iron this time again. Down low, down on the turnaround. Comes up short herself. Batted around, and the Bobcats come away with it. Brunt stretches it back the other way. Little stutter step, working baseline. Nice dribbling down low, turn around, and she will be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Great hustle there by Leah Brunt.
Excellent work by Leah Brunt. You saw her with some agility moves on the spin move to get the shot off and draw the foul. Convert these two, and that would be huge.
And now Beatty with 4 fouls against her, and double bonus for both teams the rest of the game.
Dave Levesque taking this opportunity to talk to his team, plan what's going to happen next. If Brunt does make both of these.
She hits the first. Bobcats back out in front, 44-43.
Looks like they're already setting up their defense.
Just dropping everyone back now except for Brunt. And she'll hit both. So a 2-point game here in overtime with just over 2.5 minutes to go.
Lockdown D for Plymouth right here.
Dow keeps the dribble alive. She'll be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two.
Again, Plymouth showing their youth, struggling with fouls. There is some argument about what's happening.
So they're calling it on Levesque. And she's going to foul out, but she wasn't in there. It was Littlefield who was down low. So Jordan Levesque now fouls out. And that is a huge blow to the Bobcats.
She certainly is dangerous. We saw her with that little floater. Can certainly do some damage, and especially here in such a critical point in the game in overtime, she could really be useful with such a dangerous shot like that.
And Dow will hit the first and make it a 1-point game again as Amanda Doherty checks back in for Levesque, who fouled out seconds ago. Chance to tie it here for Dow.
That'd be huge for Laconia.
She will hit it. Clutch free throw shooting there for Dow. We're tied at 45. 2:20 to go in overtime. Brunt looking for a crossover, double team, then a reach-in foul here. Or push in the back is what we're going to call it. See if it's against Gatspa, and it is. It's Gatspa's 4th herself.
A lot of fouls here in this game. Both teams in the double bonus. See if Brunt already sunk 2 before in overtime. See if she can convert on these 2.
Trying to regain the lead for her side. Whoa. Clutch hit that one.
She's turned on. Struggled, missed a couple in the beginning, but certainly.
And we'll hit both of them. 2 beauties in a row for her from the free throw line, and it's a 2-point lead again for the Bobcats.
Nothing but net for Brunt right there on those 2 shots.
Daly working top of the key. against Doherty. Kicks it outside. Beatty for three, and she buries it. Big clutch shot there for Beatty. And it's a 1-point lead for Laconia.
Plymouth with the quick break, trying to get back in the lead here. They are down by 1.
Brunt from downtown. Offensive board for Blaze. Doherty thought about pulling the trigger. Down low to Brunt. Off the glass and in. And the Bobcats back out in front again.
Great shot by Leah Brunt. Found herself in some foul trouble, but has showed her dominance here.
Skip pass out far side for Beatty. Offensive board for Dow. Comes up short, gets it again, and she's fouled. She will go back to the line. See who this is on. And it will be this time on Littlefield. It'll be her 3rd personal.
Plymouth struggling to not foul in the paint. Have committed a few. That has led them to this point here.
Dow will come up short on their first free throw here in overtime.
Laconia looking to at least tie it here.
But just such clutch performance by both teams here this evening.
Yeah, and some insanely clutch shots by Laconia players here.
Dow to tie it, and she'll hit it. Little flare on the follow-through. Quick inbounds to Blaze. Trying to knock it forward. It's slapped away from her. Gatspa down low to Daly, and she can't get it to fall. Knocked around, and a jump ball called here with Blunt getting in. And possession goes to Plymouth. And a lucky break there, Elliott, for the Bobcats.
Yeah, no kidding. Scared me for a second. Thought it would be another foul. Coney going to the line again.
We'll have a timeout on the court with 1:13 to go. We're tied at 49 in overtime here on Pemmy Baker TV. And it's really, you're right, Elliott. We talked about at the end of the 4th quarter. It's who has the legs left.
Yeah, and both teams looking tired and incredibly equally matched. As you can see, the scoreboard 49-49 in overtime. Both teams very talented.
Again, we mentioned the schedule upcoming for the Bobcats the rest of the fall semester. Looking at it for Laconia, they'll be at home for back-to-back games against Stevens and then Kennett on the 14th and 18th before traveling to Merrimack Valley on December 20th to wrap up 2018.
Yeah, and this is certainly a very important part of the schedule. I mean, it's a small portion, but if you lose all the games before the new year, you can find yourself in a tough position to break into the playoffs.
And mark it on the calendar, these two teams will face each other again in Laconia on February 5th for a 6 p.m. start.
That should be a great matchup.
Are you sure that both teams will have that one circled on their calendar after tonight?
Yeah, it certainly looks like this rivalry is reignited.
It's back for sure in a big way. 1:13 to go in overtime. We're tied at 49. Of the timeout taken by Laconia. Brunt finds Doherty. Brunt gets over the timing line. Finds herself up against Daly. Final minute of overtime. Blaze has her pass knocked away. Gatsby trying to drive, and she's fouled hard. Going to the basket. She will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's exactly what Blaze had to do, but a poor turnover again on the Bobcats.
Yeah, and Blaze found herself in a tough position there. There's nothing you could really do there, and did her best to try to play some defense, but put herself in a tough position.
Hats off to Laconia's defense and reading the passing lanes all night long. As Gatsby will miss the first. Gatsby trying to get the go-ahead bucket.
Could find themselves with the lead here.
Final 55 seconds. And we'll hit the second, so 1-point lead for the Sachems.
Plymouth got to score on this possession.
And a poor turnover looking for Littlefield on the quick breakout by Blaze. And a chance to open things up here for the Sachems. 45 seconds. Again, no shot clock here. Dow down low, one-on-one, off the glass. She's fouled. It'll go to line to shoot two.
She can make both of these, force Plymouth in the position to sink a three-pointer, and with 38 seconds left, that's tough at the high school level.
And that will be 5 here on Brunt. So she will foul out. That's 2 players for the Bobcats now off the floor.
Yeah, and 2 very important ones. Levesque and Brunt, maybe 2 of your best players out there. Both young sophomores and have had an extreme impact on this game here tonight. But you see Lainey Manson back in there, another player also in foul trouble.
Yeah, Brunt has been so clutch here in overtime, especially from the charity stripe, but she will have a seat on the bench for the rest of the night. As Dow hits the first and makes it a 2-point game and a chance to force Plymouth State to take an outside shot to tie things up. And a clutch free throw again from Dow. And a timeout on the court with 38.3 seconds to go. And the Bobcats now have to have a three-pointer in the final 30 seconds.
It looks like Dave Levesque's going to have to get clever here, draw something up, and wouldn't be surprised to put it in Amanda Doherty or Flo Blaze. Those 2 sharpshooters from the perimeter, as you have to make a three-pointer here or else you're done.
But the biggest thing is, how do the rest of the players on the court get involved? At this point, you need to get up quickly and set a screen on the back end to open up a clean shot.
Yeah, no, screens are going to be very important, and those other players' roles are just as important, if not more important, to set up that open shot. And if they do find themselves in a position that this is a tie ball game, they all deserve credit for the work they've done. But it's going to be tough, as you find 2 of your best players have fouled out here in the game, in Leah Brunt and Jordan Levesque, and it puts Dave Levesque in a tough position, as he can't use 2 of his most dangerous weapons.
We'll see what happens here. Again, a jump ball doesn't help the Bobcats, as the arrow is favoring Laconia. So the game comes down to this. Bobcats need a 3. Merrifield will inbounds and find Doherty. Doherty with some space to bring it up court. Has help in the corner. Back out for Doherty with Hansfield. 26 seconds to go. Dish into the corner, but stolen away by Daly. Bobcats have to foul. They need to foul with 18 seconds to go, or Laconia can just run the clock out. Merrifield trying to foul. Clock still running with 10 seconds, and finally a foul comes. So much time has been wasted, and a chance to ice it for Laconia.
Right there, it looked like Blaze a little confused, not fouling initially, with Merrifield coming over to commit it, and you just got to hope that Laconia misses both shots here.
And a clutch shot there by Daly makes it a 2-possession game. And Daly will hit both. Sarah Halligan will check back in for the Sachems. Bobcats need to throw it up court quickly. Turned over. Gatzba can run out the clock here, and she's fouled from behind. And that should do it here tonight. And a tough one, Elliott, for the Bobcats.
Certainly, they battled hard and real hard. But, you know, they're going to get another chance to beat this team on their home court, under the lights. And I'm certain this Bobcats team will be hungry, looking for revenge in Laconia.
Gatzba will miss the first. We talked about it, a very young team for the Bobcats here this year, only 2 seniors, but Florence Blaze will be heading back home after the foreign exchange program ends this fall semester after 3 more games.
Yeah, and with her ability, she certainly will be missed. We saw her do a lot tonight, hit a couple of very clutch threes to give Plymouth a 10-point lead going into the half, and she will be missed greatly.
As time will expire, Laconia travels to Plymouth and comes away with a 55-49 victory. But Elliot, before we send it downstairs for our post-game interview with head coach Dave Levesque, even though, again, we talked about it, this is a very young team, they're not playing like that. They're playing like upperclassmen here, and that's going to really work well for the Bobcats down the stretch in the second half of the season.
Certainly, and not only in this second half of the season, but in upcoming seasons. And if you have 3 sophomores in Levesque, Brunt, and Merrifield who can play like upperclassmen, that's huge for Dave Levesque. And this team certainly has a bright future. And maybe they can turn it around in the second half and sneak into the playoffs, and who knows what can happen from there.
That would do it for us at the moment. Stay tuned. We'll have an interview with head coach Dave Levesque. But final score, it's Laconia 55 and Plymouth Regional 49 here on Pemmy Baker TV. Back here now with head coach Dave Levesque. Coach, a tough one for you here tonight, but you got to be happy with how your team battled all night long.
Yeah, disappointed in the loss, but satisfied with the way the girls played. I think up in the third quarter, they battled back. But the positive we take out of it is that they stayed in the game. And to have this sort of challenge early in the season, I think is going to pay dividends on in the season.
Looking at things, midpoint of the game when you got up by 11 points, you were changing nicely between the zone and the man-to-man defense and forced Laconia to shoot some poor quality outside shots. Is that something you were looking forward to do against this high-powered offense?
We initially were going to play man the entire night, and then all of a sudden we saw that the zone was becoming effective. We got into a little foul trouble early, so we wanted to protect some of our players. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise that we were able to shift defenses and force them into things that they weren't used to seeing.
You talk about the foul trouble. It was a problem, especially in overtime. But how happy are you with your team and the ability to plug players in at any position and really be effective here tonight?
Yeah, I think the foul trouble is something we're going to have to learn to play with. With Jordan and Leah both fouling out, it falls on other kids to step up and make decisions for us. And I think that's going to play for us later on into the future because those kids we'll have to step up and play in some critical situations. So I think every night for us is a learning experience. You know, we got beat by 20 last week, and then all of a sudden we're in an overtime game here. So we're seeing the progress, and we hope we keep on growing.
Talk about that progress. You've got 3 more games before the holiday break to end December. What are your biggest takeaways from tonight moving forward, and how do you implement them heading into the second half of the season?
Well, I think that a couple takeaways. One is when we run the floor and we play together, we're pretty darn good. I think when we stand around and watch, we struggle. That said, we're starting to see what our players can do individually, but also really trying to focus on what we can do as a team and how we can stay together as a team. That's the biggest thing. With only 7 varsity players, they have to be a tight, cohesive group and make sure that they stay together and work together every day in practice to become better because there's no nights off here, and we're looking to battle every night.
Coach, a tough loss, but thank you for your time. Best of luck against Souhegan on Friday night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Elliot, back up to you.
Thank you, Dan. And fans, be sure to join us for our next broadcast, boys basketball versus Co-Brown on Saturday, December 22nd, 12 p.m. If you want to come support the team, which you should, that game will take place the day before that Friday night at 6 p.m. We saw an excellent game here tonight, Plymouth battling back multiple times, back and forth between the Plymouth Bobcats and Laconia Sachems, but it ended in a Laconia overtime win 55-49. And that will be all from Plymouth Regional High School. I'm Elliot Miller alongside Dan Salzer, and thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.